In today's episode, it helps if you know the owner. It affects the automotive industry too. You'll be fired tomorrow. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. It helps if you know the owner. I posted this on another Reddit page, and someone said I should put it here too. This happened about 2 years ago. The restaurant that I work in is a small family-owned place. Very nice food, with pretty high prices and extremely good reviews. One week, on a Thursday, the Maitre d' is taken to hospital with appendicitis, so naturally he couldn't work on his regular shifts on Friday and Saturday night, so I tell everyone I'll do it and fill in for him. Friday evening I'm waiting tables, operating the cash register and acting as Maitre d' as are the other 2 waiters, Dave and Phil. As I said, it's a small place. We all chip in. The really busy period of the evening is winding down and things are a little quieter. I'm just greeting a couple and checking their reservation, when a group of 5 women come in the front door, all dressed in business attire. Power suits, etc. Cast, me equals me, I'm also Chris in this story, not my real name. Leader equals Senior Karen. Dave equals one of the other waiters. KITs equals Karens in training. Leader of the pack is the archetypal Karen, and I'm guessing is about 45 to 48 years old. The other 4 women are KITs, Karens in training, and look to be in their early to mid-30s. Leader is obviously the most senior and more dominant of the group. I think the women had come from some kind of seminar/convention at a nearby hotel, because some were still wearing name tags from that venue, and I suspect that they had all been drinking, which might account for their behavior in the story. As they are waiting for me to finish with the couple who were in front of them, the leader is saying loudly to the other 4. Yes, this is an extremely good restaurant. Fantastic food. It has great reviews in all the newspapers and magazines. A bit pricey, but well worth it. But that's no problem because it's all going on the corporate credit card, right girls? The KITs all laugh at this. Then she goes on to describe the restaurant in really glowing terms. In fact, she was pretty much quoting word for word a favorable review the restaurant got in a travel magazine about a month before. It's like she had committed the review to memory or something. And then she finished with, I eat here all the time whenever I'm in town. I'm a regular. I thought that was strange as I don't ever remember seeing her in the restaurant. Oh well, no matter. After seating the couple that had come in before them, I return to the Karens at the front desk, smile, and say, good evening ladies. Welcome to XYZ restaurant. How may I help you? Leader says we want a table for 5. I reply, certainly, ma'am. Do you have a booking? Leader says no. I say, sorry ladies, but at the moment we are fully booked. However, if you would like to wait at the bar or perhaps come back in about 45 minutes, I'll get you seated as soon as I can. Leader says loudly no. You will seat us now. I made arrangements with the owner for a table tonight. I ask, when did you speak to the owner about making a reservation? She quickly looks at the KITs and with a really smug expression says, Wednesday afternoon. I came in personally to speak to the owner. He's a very good friend of mine. If you're too stupid to get it organized, he's not going to be very pleased when I tell him about your incompetence. This sends the 5 KITs into fits of giggling, while leader looks proud of her dominance. I say, oh. Okay. I think I understand. Leader says you don't look smart enough to understand anything. More giggles from KITs. Just then, Dave, one of the other waiters, comes out of the kitchen and walks past. I call him over and introduce him to the group. Ladies, I would like you to meet Dave. He has worked as a waiter here for 7 years. The women don't look impressed. Then I say, Dave, who owns this restaurant? Dave looks really puzzled for a few seconds and then says, You do, Chris. I then turn to the group and repeat, sorry ladies, but at the moment we are fully booked. However, if you would like to wait at the bar or perhaps come back in about 45 minutes, I'll get you seated as soon as I can. Leader says in a huff, "Come on, girls. We're leaving. The food here is horrible and overpriced anyway," and they all leave. Don't know if they had a booking arranged with the owner at another restaurant, or if they ate fast food that night. Don't know, don't care. Yes, I am the owner. Well, it's really mostly owned by my parents and I have a minor share in the business, but my parents had kind of retired a few years before, and they left the day-to-day running of the business to me, and would only come in about once a month for a couple of hours, mainly to catch up with old friends who are regular patrons. So for all intents I am the owner. Yes, and I pitch in and wait tables when needed. It affects the automotive industry too. I quoted a customer $220 for replacement of a back glass on their Honda Civic a while back. Well, more specifically, I quoted his wife and she passed the message along to her husband. He is one of our regular customers, a repair facility. We have special pricing for our wholesalers, mechanics and dealerships. The majority of their windshields, and windshields only, are $170 installed. Other pieces of glass on the vehicle are priced at retail. If I'm feeling kindly, I'll knock a couple bucks off, but often I don't because we're the lowest price in town already. Aside over, on to the rest of the story. George had his wife call me back and ask if I could do better than the original quote I gave him. Having already given George a bit of a deal, I stuck firm to my quote. Wife was sweet and understanding. Hey, she tried, right? Fast forward to the next day when George himself calls. After adding a job on for the same day at the normal $170, the following conversation ensues. Well, my wife didn't negotiate the way I wanted her to. Any chance of a break on this car? I have a ton of money into it, and it's my own personal vehicle, blah blah blah, he wheedles. Sorry, that's the best we can do, comes my retort through gritted teeth. Really? Throw your wife under the bus and disrespect her like that? Strike one. Well, then you can cut me a break on that other one I'm ordering. No, it will be $170. My loins are girded and I'm settling in for the coming power struggle. Insert various haggling techniques here, each getting shot down, cause at this point, I'm over it. I'm still fuming about his verbal flaying of his wife. And then we get to the punchline. Come on. I'm friends with the owner. He and I have been doing business together for years. I used to live next door to him. I know. You used to live next door to me too. Oh, you're Sam's wife? I thought you were just a highly valued asset. I am a highly valued asset. And co-owner in this company. I guess we'll see you tomorrow? You got it. You'll be fired tomorrow. So this happened to me yesterday. Cast me, CW coworker, CB crazy bitch, who knows the old owner. I work for a small pizza place in a small town. The hours are the same every day, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you're still eating at closing time, then of course you can relax and finish eating while we clean up. Friday night at 9:15 I unlock the door for a customer to leave. At the same time CB walks up and tries to come in. I nicely explain that we're closed and apologies for the inconvenience. Now it gets fun. She stares at me like I'm stupid or speaking a foreign language and starts complaining and saying that there are people still inside eating, and that means we're still open. I explain to her that they got here before 9 p.m. and just finishing their food. Now she goes bat sh*t crazy saying, I know the owner, and if you don't serve me, I'll have you fired tomorrow. At this point CW walks up to hear what's going on. I asked him if the ovens were already turned off, which he replied, yes. I then try one more time to explain this to CB. She then starts to berate me, telling me I'm nothing, and now she's really going to call the owner and demand that I get fired, and that he'll probably have if cop friends arrest me since he used to be a cop. Now I know what's going on. The old owner used to be a cop and sold the restaurant in January. I nicely tell her again no and close and lock the door. But before leaving she made it a point to write on the outside of the window "You're fired" and peeled out of the parking lot fast. Needless to say I never heard anything about it. Not a great story, but I finally got to post something that happened to me.